Honorable Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Shri Shivraj Singh Chauhan ji, Honorable Minister of Jal Shakti, Government of India, Shri Gajendra Singh Shekhawat ji, Honorable Minister of State Jal Shakti and Food Processing Industries, Government of India, Shri Prahlad Singh Patel ji, Honorable Minister of Water Resources, Madhya Pradesh, Shri Tulsi Ram Silawat ji, Honorable Ministers of Water Resources, Public Health Engineering and Irrigation from the state governments, Secretary Drinking Water and Sanitation, Ministry of Jal Shakti, Srimati Vinny Mahajan ji, Senior Secretaries from the state governments, from different departments, senior officers from the central and the state governments and friends. It's my privilege to welcome you to the All India State Ministers Conference on Water. The theme of this conference is Water Vision 2047. Honorable Prime Minister gave the clarion call of making the nation a developed nation by 2047 in his Independence Day address. Honorable Prime Minister has also said that water should be managed in such a way that its scarcity does not come in the way of India's development, and that adequate water should be available to meet the country's needs in the 21st century. It is in this context that this All India Annual State Ministers Conference on Water has been organized. The aim is to identify the major challenges in the water sector in the next 25 years and prepare a roadmap to overcome them and shape the water vision for 2047, which we'll do with the valued inputs from the states in this conference. We all know that the water availability in the country has been declining. We are already in a water-stressed position. Per capita availability of less than 1,700 cubic meters annually is a water-stressed situation. By 2050, our per capita availability of water will be around 1,140 cubic meters, and that will be quite close to the water scarcity norm of 1,000 cubic meters. Our population, on the other hand, will be growing from 1.4 billion today to 1.6 billion 25 years later. Our food grains production has to keep growing in order to meet this growth in the population from 314 million tons to 405 million tons then. Our urban population will see a massive shift. From 35% from now, it will go up to 53%. And about 350 million people will shift to the urban areas. We are one of the world's fastest growing economies, and we have to meet the needs of our industrial and agriculture sectors. We have to keep our commitment to the people under Jal Jeevan Mission to supply them 55 liters per capita per day of water on a sustainable basis. We also have to keep in mind that we are a diverse country, both geographically and geologically, with different climatic conditions across various regions of the country. And on top of all these challenges, we have to contend with the increase in variability of rainfall with climate change. The task before us, therefore, is to do more with less. Obviously, the efficiency with which we use water has to go up substantially if we have to meet our aspirations for 2047. We have to look at the entire water sector Honorable Prime Minister, in his message today, has indicated several lines on which we can proceed. I would just pose 10 questions. Of course, in the sessions to come, there will be many more questions from the states and there will be plenty of discussion. But just to start the ball rolling, I thought I will list 10, taking guidance from what Honorable Prime Minister has said and what our Honorable Minister has been saying. 1. Can we go for widespread use of pipe distribution network for conveyance of water, starting from the water-stressed states, as already direct seeding, mulching, laser land leveling, precision farming, and other means? 5. How can we mainstream pricing of water in agriculture as a signal to encourage water-saving practices? 6. Can our village communities do water budgeting and match supply with demand? Honorable Prime Minister had just pointed towards that in the context of Atal Bhujal Yojana. 7. Can we map the status of sustainability of drinking water sources and make action plan to restore degraded sources by converging resources? And I might as well disclose here that Honorable Minister has already decided that the next Jal Shakti Abhiyan will focus on this aspect. 8. To what extent can we increase water storage, both large and small, to cope with climate change-induced variability and cater to growth in demand? 9. In water circular economy, can we treat all the wastewater that is generated in our towns and cities? And can we have a policy to reuse such treated used water, as some states have already done, like Haryana, Karnataka, and Gujarat? And 10. Can we have water efficiency standards for equipment used in the water sector and rate them as we rate devices as per their energy efficiency? And can we promote use of such devices in irrigation management? For formulation of Water Vision 2047, such questions would need to be raised and discussed. We have a presentation in the plenary session to set the context of the discussion. 5 thematic sessions would follow, which would provide opportunity to discuss related issues and come up with suggestions and recommendations, which will be compiled and presented in the valedictory session. These ideas will be utilized and us full support for organizing this conference. 3 officers in particular, Srimati Debashri Mukherjee, Special Secretary, Srimati Archana Verma, Mission Director, National Water Mission, and Shri S.N. Mishra, Additional Chief Secretary, Water Resources, Madhya Pradesh, have worked day in and day out along with their teams to conceptualize and make arrangements for the conference. The conference will surely benefit from the presence of honorable ministers along with senior secretaries and senior officers from state governments and central government. Once again, a warm welcome to the conference. Thank you.